The story starts with a scientist named Simon. He is working alone in his lab on a secret experiment. Everything seems normal, but suddenly, a bright flash of light appears behind him. Simon quickly senses that something is wrong. Without wasting time, he pulls out his gun. But before he can even turn properly, someone fires at him. The bullet hits Simon, and he falls to the ground. Within seconds, the entire lab catches fire. Flames spread everywhere, machines start burning, and his hard work is destroyed in front of his eyes. Now many questions arise. Who was Simon? What was he trying to create? And who killed him? The answers are still hidden and will be revealed later. After this, the story shifts to a completely different place. We now see a powerful mafia boss named Sosa. He is throwing a big party to celebrate his son Jimmy's release from prison after 6 years. Sosa looks happy, but deep inside, he is angry. He knows that someone from his own gang betrayed them and gave information to the police. Because of that betrayal, his son had to spend years in jail. Sosa makes it clear he will find that traitor no matter what. At the same party, we meet Nick. Nick works for the mafia and is known as a loan shark. He gives money to people but charges very high interest, and he can be dangerous if someone doesn't pay him back. Nick's wife Alice comes to him and complains. She tells him that he never gives her time and is always busy with dangerous work like tonight. Because of this, their relationship is slowly breaking. Alice says she is going out with her friends and asks him not to call her, but as she walks away, she secretly looks at another man in the party. His name is Mike. She signals him to meet her privately. The truth is, Alice and Mike are having an affair. Alice calls Mike and starts going to his room. But suddenly, Mike tells her something shocking. Nick is standing right outside his door. Alice gets scared. She tells Mike not to open the door, thinking Nick might have found out everything. But Mike still opens it. Nick acts normal. He doesn't look angry or suspicious. Instead, he tells Mike that he wants to talk about an important deal and they cannot discuss it here. Mike goes with him. On the way, Mike realizes something strange. Nick doesn't seem to know about the affair at all. Nick then tells Mike what he wants. He needs help kidnapping someone. Mike refuses at first. He says he is done with crime and wants to leave this life behind. He wants to start fresh, but Nick convinces him. He promises that if Mike helps him with this one last job, he will help him leave the mafia world forever. Mike was already planning to run away with Alice, so he agrees. Before leaving, he secretly texts Alice and tells her to stay in the hotel room and wait for him. Then something very strange happens. Nick takes Mike to his own house. He gives him a bottle of chloroform and tells him to go inside, make whoever is there unconscious and bring them out. Mike feels confused. He asks Nick, "Why can't you do this yourself? It's such a simple job." Nick gives a strange reply. "When you see who is inside, you will understand." Mike goes inside alone. He prepares the chloroform cloth and walks carefully into the house. But the moment he looks ahead, he freezes. Standing inside the house is another Nick. Exactly the same face, same person. Mike cannot understand what is happening. Nick is outside, so who is this? Still, he tries to follow the plan. He attempts to knock the man unconscious using chloroform, but it doesn't work. The bottle is expired. The second Nick starts fighting back. He keeps asking Mike why he is attacking him, but Mike cannot explain. How can he say that another version of him told him to do this? Left with no choice, Mike attacks him forcefully. After a struggle, he finally knocks him out by hitting his head. Mike comes back outside and signals that the job is done. He even asks Nick, "Was that your twin brother?" Nick looks at him and calmly says, "No, that was me too." He says he will explain everything soon. But when they both go back inside the house, the unconscious Nick is gone. He has escaped through the back door. Nick quickly tells Mike that the mafia boss, Sosa, will reach his house in just 3 minutes after the party ends. There is no time to waste. They must clean everything fast so nothing looks suspicious. Mike is still confused about everything that is happening, but he helps Nick fix the mess. After that, Nick tells him to hide. So Mike goes inside the bathroom and stays quiet so Sosa cannot see him. After a short time, Sosa arrives. He looks pleased and praises Nick. He says that telling him the name of the traitor, the one who sent his son to jail, was a big help. As a reward, he has already paid a contract killer named Baron to kill that person. Then Sosa says the name of the traitor. That name is Mike. Hearing this, Mike, who is hiding in the bathroom, gets shocked. His heart starts racing. How is this possible? Why is my name here? I didn't do anything. But he stays silent and keeps listening. Outside, Sosa gives another order. He tells the killer not just to kill Mike, but to make him suffer first. He even knows where Mike is staying, his hotel room. The killer will go there and finish the job. Hearing this, Mike quickly takes out his phone and texts Alice. He tells her to leave the room immediately and get to safety. After Sosa leaves, Mike comes out in anger. He confronts Nick and says, "Why did you lie? I never betrayed the gang. I never gave any information to the police. Mike is furious because his life is now in danger for no reason. But then, Nick tells him something shocking. He asks Mike to calm down. He admits that yes, Mike was framed, and the one who gave Mike's name to Sosa was Nick himself. Mike is stunned. But then Nick says something even stranger. It wasn't me, not this version of me. Now Nick starts explaining everything. He tells Mike that he is actually Nick from 2 years in the future. He has come back in time to this exact night to fix a mistake. That mistake was Mike's death. This means something unbelievable. Right now there are 2 Nicks. One is the present Nick, the one Mike tried to knock out earlier, and who escaped. And the other is this future Nick who came back to save Mike. Future Nick looks at Mike and says, "If you want to stay alive, we must work together. We have to catch my present self, no matter what." But Mike still has one big question. How did you even come back from the future? Now the story goes deeper. Alice had a friend, a scientist named Simon. She once told Simon everything about her husband Nick, how he was a dangerous loan shark who gave money at very high interest, and how he could do anything if someone didn't pay him back. Alice also told him that she wanted to run away with Mike, but didn't know how to escape from Nick. Simon then shared an idea. He told her that he had been working on a time machine for a long time, but he needed a lot of money to finish it, so he planned to take a loan from Nick himself. Once the machine was ready, Alice and Mike could escape to another time. Later, Simon would also travel to the future. And since none of them would exist in the present anymore, Nick would never be able to find them or get his money back. Back in the present, future Nick continues his story. Years later, he went to Simon's lab to get his money back. That's when he saw something shocking. The time machine was complete, but there was another truth. Nick had died on this very night, and in the future, he felt deep regret. He realized that getting Mike killed was a big mistake. Because of that guilt, he decided to change the past. He used the time machine, set the date to this night, and traveled back. But as soon as he arrived, Simon saw him and got scared. Simon thought he was in danger and picked up a gun. To save himself, Nick had no choice. He shot Simon. In that moment, Simon died. And during the chaos, the time machine, still not complete in this timeline, was destroyed, which means future Nick is now stuck in the past. He cannot go back. And the worst part is, this is their last chance, because the only person who could build the time machine, Simon, is already dead. But before anything else, they must catch the present Nick. Future Nick starts tracking his own car to find him. On the other side, the present Nick has already escaped and reaches a gas station. From there, he calls mafia boss Sosa and lies again. He says that Mike attacked him at his own house, and also tells Sosa that Mike was the one who informed the police about his son. He pushes Sosa to kill Mike as soon as possible. But before things get worse, future Nick and Mike track the car and reach the gas station. They attack him again. This time, they don't fail. They fight him, control him, and finally knock him down. Then they lock him inside their car so he cannot escape again. Now, future Nick tells Mike something even more serious. He says that in his original timeline, the contract killer hired by Sosa brutally killed Mike. It was painful, slow, and very cruel. So this time, they must change that future. Their next target is clear: the killer, Baron. Future Nick tells Mike to call Alice and ask her to meet them at a parking lot so they can plan everything. But Mike pretends that he doesn't have Alice's number. He doesn't want future Nick to find out about their affair. So he smartly asks future Nick for the number and then calls Alice himself. At the parking lot, Alice arrives. They show her the unconscious present Nick and explain everything. They tell her that this Nick is from the future and he has come back to save Mike from dying tonight. At first, it sounds impossible, but slowly, Alice understands. This means that Simon, her scientist friend, will actually succeed in building the time machine in the future. And using that machine, this future Nick has returned. Just then, the present Nick wakes up. Future Nick, Mike, and Alice explain everything to him. How he framed Mike by lying to Sosa and calling him a traitor. But then present Nick says something shocking. He looks at his future self and says, "How can you try to save Mike when you already know he is having an affair with your wife?" Mike and Alice both go silent. Fear spreads on their faces. Present Nick reveals the truth. He found out about their affair just 1 day ago, and because of that, he framed Mike to take revenge. Now everything becomes clear. Both versions of Nick already knew the truth. After this, they all moved to Nick's secret apartment. There, Alice asks a very important question. If you also framed Mike in your timeline and got him killed, then why did you change? Why are you trying to save him now? Future Nick explains calmly. He says that in his time, he was also full of anger, just like the present Nick. But after Mike died, he saw Alice alone, broken and suffering. That pain changed him. He realized that what he did was wrong. Then future Nick gives a serious warning. Do not hurt the present Nick. If anything happens to him, I will also die. To test this, Alice lightly hits the present Nick's leg, and instantly, the same mark appears on future Nick's leg. Now it is clear they are the same person, connected across time. Mike then tries to explain himself. He says that Alice was unhappy in her marriage, and that's why things happened between them. Now the plan is ready. They will trick the contract killer into coming to them, and this time, they will kill him first. Future Nick calls mafia boss Sosa and lies again. He tells him that Mike has already been caught and is tied up in his apartment. Then he asks Sosa to send the killer there. After ending the call, future Nick explains the full plan to everyone. He says that tonight they will save Mike's life. And after that, Mike and Alice will leave this place forever and start a new life somewhere far away. Then future Nick looks at his past version. He asks him to forgive Mike. To make him understand, he reveals something very shocking about the future. He says that after Mike died, he felt deep regret because Alice was left alone, broken, raising a child by herself. Yes, Alice is pregnant with Mike's child, and the baby will be born in 8 months. Seeing Alice and the child in the future changed Nick completely. He realized that his anger and revenge were a mistake. Now the final plan is ready. Future Nick will stay in a building across the street and take position with a sniper view. Inside the apartment, present Nick and Alice will open the door and receive the killer. Since the killer trusts them, he will walk in without any doubt, and at the right moment, future Nick will shoot him from far away. To make everything look real, they tie present Nick to a chair. Still full of anger, present Nick asks one last question. When did all this start? When did you both come close? Alice slowly answers. She says that months ago, they met at a wedding. Like always, Nick was busy with his mafia work, and she was sitting alone. That's when she met Mike. They talked, understood each other, and slowly became close. They felt like they were meant for each other, but they were also scared. Nick was dangerous, and they didn't know how to tell him or how to escape. Suddenly, wow, there was a knock on the door. The killer has arrived. As planned, present Nick and Alice open the door. But suddenly, everything changes. Present Nick betrays them. He tells the killer the entire truth. He says that they are setting a trap, and that future Nick is waiting outside with a gun. Then he gives a direct order. Kill Mike, right now. Without thinking, the killer shoots Mike. Mike falls to the ground. Now it looks like everything is over. Present Nick's anger is still strong. Future Nick needed 2 years to change, but this version is still filled with pain and betrayal. But then, something shocking happens. Mike stands up, alive. It was all a trick. The killer was fake. This whole situation was planned by future Nick. He knew his past self would not change so easily, so he created this test to show the truth. From the building across, future Nick calls his past version. He tries one more time to explain. He says, I have already lived this moment. I know what will happen. If I am trying to save Mike today, it means one day you will feel the same. He asks him to trust his own future. This time, something changes. Present Nick slowly starts to calm down. He begins to believe. Future Nick gives one last warning. The real killer is coming now. Don't make the same mistake again. The moment he enters, I will take the shot. But things don't go exactly as planned. The real killer arrives, and he is not alone. 2 more men come with him. They stay outside while the killer goes inside the apartment. The moment he steps in, future Nick fires. Perfect aim. The killer is dead. But the gunshot alerts the 2 men outside. They quickly start firing into the apartment. Bullets fly everywhere. Alice and present Nick are not ready for this. Alice runs quickly to untie Mike. Just then, a bomb is thrown inside the room. There are only seconds to react. Mike shouts. Alice pushes him out at the right moment. The explosion happens. A loud blast fills the room. The attackers inside are killed. And finally, their plan works. Future Nick continues with the plan and calls mafia boss Sosa again. This time he lies once more. He tells Sosa that Mike has already killed the killer and his men and then escaped. He even suggests that maybe there is no point in chasing Mike anymore. But Sosa is full of anger. He refuses to listen. He says that by tomorrow morning, his entire gang will start hunting Mike. He makes it clear they will not stop until Mike is dead. No matter where he runs, no matter where he hides, they will find him. Now the problem becomes even bigger. Mike understands that things are getting out of control, so he gives an idea. He says that maybe they should tell Sosa the truth about the real traitor. If Sosa knows the real name, maybe he will stop chasing him. But then Nick reveals a hard truth. The real traitor is already dead. His name was Jack. He was a member of their gang. He died during a shootout. But before dying, he told Nick the truth. He was the one who gave information to the police about Sosa's son. That is why Nick had lied earlier and gave Mike's name to Sosa. Now the situation is clear. There is no real traitor left. And since Sosa already believes Mike is guilty, either Mike will die or Nick will die. someone has to pay for it. So now they make a bold and dangerous plan. If they want to survive, they must destroy the entire mafia, including Sosa. Tonight is their only chance. All the gang members are busy celebrating Jimmy's release from prison. They are drunk, relaxed, and not ready for any attack. If they strike now, suddenly, they might win. Alice also agrees with this plan. She knows there is no other way left. Meanwhile, on the other side, Jimmy is very angry. He is upset that even after being such a powerful mafia boss, Sosa still hasn't killed the person who betrayed him. In anger, Jimmy says something unexpected. He questions Sosa, "How can you be my father? You are black, and I am white." Sosa stays silent for a moment. Then he tells the truth. Jimmy is not his real son. He found him 20 years ago, lying in a garbage bin, abandoned, alone. Sosa says that from the day he found Jimmy, his life started changing. Before that, he was just a small pickpocket, but slowly he rose higher and became a powerful mafia boss. For Sosa, Jimmy is everything. He may not be his real son, but he loves him like one, and he promises him, by tomorrow, Mike will be dead. On the other side, future Nick uses what he knows about the future. He contacts a female police officer. He makes a deal. Nick, Mike, and Alice agree to help the police. They will take down the entire mafia, and in return, the police will clear all their charges, and they will be free to leave the country and start a new life. The police officer quietly places bombs all around the place where Sosa's party is happening. Now their mission becomes a little easier. Mike stays outside with Alice while both versions of Nick go inside the party. And then, everything turns into chaos. Both Nicks start attacking the gang members one by one. People inside are confused and scared. How are there two Nicks at the same time? No one understands what is happening. Their same face creates panic, and that makes it easier for them to attack. On top of that, most of the gang members are drunk, so they cannot react properly. Outside, Mike starts feeling restless. He doesn't want to just stand there while Nick is fighting inside, so he asks Alice if he can go in and help. Alice agrees. Mike quietly enters the building from the backside. For a moment, everything is going as planned. But then, Jimmy comes out after taking a shower. He sees the bodies, the chaos, the attack. He gets shocked and angry at the same time. Without wasting a second, he starts firing from above. Mike rushes forward and starts fighting Jimmy. At the same time, both Nicks go after Sosa, but Sosa is smart. He escapes using a secret exit. During the fight, Mike tries to tell Jimmy the truth. He says that he is not the traitor. He tells him that Jack was the real one who informed the police, but Jimmy doesn't believe him. After everything that has happened tonight, trust is gone. He breaks a window and jumps outside to escape. Outside, Sosa has already caught Alice and is holding her hostage. Jimmy joins him. Both of them are confused. They don't understand how there are two Nicks and why they are helping Mike. Future Nick steps forward. He tries to calm the situation. He tells Sosa the full truth, that he has come from the future, that he made a mistake by framing Mike, and now he wants to fix it. But Sosa is too angry to listen. He raises his gun and aims at Mike. Before he can shoot, Mike fires first. Sosa gets hit. His gun falls to the ground. Alice quickly picks it up and shoots him again at close range. Sosa is dead. For a moment, everything feels over. It seems like the danger is gone. But suddenly, Jimmy is still alive. And in one last move, he shoots the present Nick because he understands one thing. If present Nick dies, future Nick will also disappear. Now everything starts falling apart. Mike, Alice, and future Nick quickly take the injured present Nick and rush him to the hospital. But as present Nick starts losing consciousness, future Nick also begins to fade. It feels like his body is slowly disappearing. His existence is breaking. And just before they reach the hospital, present Nick dies. At that exact moment, future Nick disappears completely, gone, as if he never existed. Everything becomes silent. But then, Alice gets an idea, a last hope. She reveals something shocking. Simon didn't just build one time machine, he built another one, and he hid it in his house, which means there is still a chance. Mike can go back in time, just a few hours, and save Nick. And with this powerful twist, the story ends in a loop.